You could know every dating strategy out there, perfect your appearance, say all the right things. And still, if you miss these 4 rules, you'll never reach the desires men carry quietly, the ones they never say out loud. Here's what might surprise you. These rules have nothing to do with being more seductive or more agreeable. They speak to something older, a pull in the male mind even men don't fully understand. The women men can't forget were rarely the most beautiful in the room. Without meaning to, they touched needs men learned to hide. Today we're uncovering 4 truths about what men truly desire. Male desire was never only about looks. For years, society told men these deeper wants were wrong, old-fashioned. Most women were taught men just want intimacy and someone easy to be around. But what makes a woman unforgettable lives further down. These 4 rules go against most modern dating advice. If you've wondered why men say one thing but want another, this is where it starts. Rule #1. The independence you already earned. There's a moment in almost every long marriage when a woman quietly stops being 2 people. She stops being herself and slowly becomes half of a couple, then half of a household, then half of someone else's whole life. I watched this happen to my own mother and later to women I've loved. By 60, most of you have spent decades folding yourselves into other people's needs. A husband's career, a child's schedule, a family that ran, invisibly, on your labor. Somewhere in there, many women start believing that independence is something to build now, once the house is quiet. I don't think that's true. You didn't build it. You already have it. A woman who raised children, who survived a marriage or ended one, who managed a household through recessions and hospital bills and everything in between, doesn't need a course in self-sufficiency. She's already lived the hardest version of it. What's often missing isn't the independence itself. It's permission to see that independence as attractive, instead of something to soften before a first date. This is where I think most dating advice gets it wrong for women your age. Men in their 60s aren't drawn to a woman performing neediness. Many of them have already lived with dependence, their own or someone else's, and they know exactly what it costs a relationship. What actually draws a man in is quieter than chemistry. It's watching a woman order her own coffee, keep her own friendships, leave a room without asking anyone's permission first. Not because she's proving a point, because that's simply who she already is. You didn't build a life to need him. You built one he'd be lucky to enter. That same independence, the one you already earned, is also what makes your boundaries impossible to ignore. Let's talk about why. Rule #2 boundaries already paid for. What if the boundary you're afraid will make you look difficult is the very thing that makes a good man stay? Ask most women over 6 why they let something slide on a first date, and you'll hear a familiar answer. They didn't want to seem rigid. They didn't want to scare him off before he really knew them. So they smiled through the interruption. They laughed off the joke that stung a little. They said it was fine when it wasn't. I think about Elaine, 69, telling me about a man who checked his phone through most of their first dinner. She almost let it pass. Then she set down her fork. She said, quietly, that she'd rather reschedule for a night when he could be fully there. He apologized. He asked her out again the following week. This time he left his phone in the car. A woman who states a boundary calmly isn't gambling with the relationship. She's testing it early, before years get invested in the wrong person. Men who've been married before understand this better than you'd think. Many spent decades either avoiding boundaries of their own or living around a partner who had none at all. They know the cost by now. A woman who says what she needs, plainly, without apologizing for it, reads as someone worth staying for. This isn't about testing him. It's about respecting yourself first, out loud, before anyone else gets the chance to. A boundary spoken once, clearly, says more about you than 100 easy, agreeable nights ever could. Boundaries protect the relationship from the wrong beginning. What comes next protects you from the wrong ending, from disappearing into someone else's mood just to keep the peace. Rule #3. No longer always available. Somewhere after 60, a lot of women quietly sign an agreement nobody asked them to sign. Always warm, always upbeat, never a burden. I noticed it first in my sister. She'd call sounding tired, and within 30 seconds her voice would lift into something bright and rehearsed, as if tiredness itself needed an apology. A friend of mine, Rosalind, dated a man for 4 months before she let him see her on a quiet day. Not sad, just quiet. She barely spoke through dinner. She didn't fill every silence. He noticed. He told her later that was the night he stopped being polite and started actually paying attention. I've come to think performing steadiness costs more than it earns. A woman who is always available reads eventually as a woman with nothing else going on. Her attention stops feeling like a gift. It starts feeling like a default setting. Men in their 60s have usually lived through enough to spot a performance from a distance. They've been married to it, or divorced from it. What holds their attention is different. It's a woman who has an off day and doesn't narrate an explanation for it. Stop scheduling your good mood around him. Let him meet the real one. The freedom to have an off day is its own kind of confidence. But there's a deeper kind still waiting to be reclaimed, one most women stopped believing they were allowed to feel. Rule #4 Confidence, rediscovered. You know the moment. Standing in front of a mirror before a date, cataloging everything that has changed since you did this in your 30s. The lines around your eyes, the body that has carried you through decades of work and worry and love. Somewhere in that moment, a lot of women quietly decide that confidence is something they will need to fake their way through tonight, like a costume put on for the evening and taken off before bed. A woman named Patricia told me she almost canceled a second date because she could not decide what to wear that felt honest instead of disguised. She went anyway, in the outfit that was simply hers. Halfway through dinner, he mentioned, almost offhand, that she seemed remarkably comfortable in her own skin. She had not performed comfort that night. She had just finally stopped hiding. I do not think confidence at this age gets built from scratch. It gets uncovered. Most women over 60 have already survived enough to know exactly who they are. What buries that knowledge is decades of being told, in 1,000 quiet ways. That attraction belongs to youth, to a certain size, to a face without lines. That story is loud. It is also wrong. Men who have lived a full life themselves rarely fall for polish. They fall for certainty. A woman who knows her own worth signals something no amount of styling can fake, and it reads instantly, long before a word is spoken. Watch what confidence actually looks like at this age. It rarely announces itself. She holds eye contact without rushing to fill the silence. She laughs at her own joke before anyone else does. She corrects a waiter gently and moves on without apologizing twice. None of it is loud. All of it is unmistakable. This is not about ignoring how you look. It is about refusing to let appearance carry the entire weight of your value. Selectivity matters here too. And not only about intimacy. It is about who earns your time, your stories, the parts of you that took a lifetime to build. A woman who doles those out slowly is not playing hard to get. She is protecting something she already knows is valuable, the way you would guard anything you spent this long creating. The version of you standing in that mirror right now, lines and all, was never the placeholder. She was always the point. Everything we've walked through today, the independence, the boundaries, the honesty about your moods, the confidence, you never lost points to the same quiet truth. None of it was ever missing from you. It was buried, slowly, under decades of being told to make yourself smaller, easier, more agreeable, so someone else could stay comfortable. I think about the women who taught me this without meaning to. My mother, my sister. Women like Elaine, Rosalind, and Patricia, and so many others who sat across from me over the years and told me, honestly, what actually worked. Not one of them became more desirable by trying harder. Not one of them found the right person by becoming easier to be around. They became unforgettable the exact moment they stopped performing and let themselves be fully seen, lines, moods, boundaries, and all. So this was never really 4 rules to follow. It was 4 permissions to finally take back. Permissions most of you have been waiting decades for someone to hand you. Everything that once made you feel too much, too independent, too particular in your 20s is exactly what makes the right man unable to look away at 60. If something in this video landed for you, even one line, I would love to know which one. What's one thing about yourself you used to hide in relationships and have finally stopped apologizing for? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and I mean that. And if this found you at exactly the right moment, stay a while. There is more of this waiting for you, one honest conversation at a time.